You've been exposed to them. One way or another, somebody's gonna take you out.
There is no question that Wesley Snipes' iconic portrayal of Blade in the Marvel movie franchise left a significant mark on superhero cinema. His movies created a legacy which is still talked about, and was a welcome surprise in this year's Deadpool 3. With Marvel's highly anticipated Blade reboot starring Mahershala Ali still in the works, we at ScreenRant are giving you an overview of everything you need to know before it hits the big screen. We'll explore his origins in the comics, his influence on modern superhero movies, and what fans should expect from an upcoming film. And of course, we'll take a look at Snipes' cameo in Deadpool 3 and what it could mean for the actor.
You're nothing to me but another dead vampire.
First, to understand Blade's impact, we need to look at where it all began. Blade, whose real name is Eric Brooks, made his first appearance in the Marvel Comics Tomb of Dracula #10 back in 1973. Created by writer Marv Wolfman and artist Gene Colan, Blade started out as a supporting character in this horror comic series. He was a vampire hunter with a difference. He was half vampire, the product of his mother being bitten by a vampire right before he was born. This attack produced unique abilities in him, including enhanced strength, agility, and the ability to heal quickly. Unlike other vampires, he was also immune to their weaknesses to sunlight, which is what gave him his nickname, Daywalker.
Depending on how you answer, you may walk out of here with a tan.
Blade's early comic appearances established his no-nonsense, take-no-prisoners attitude. Over the years, he evolved, becoming more of an anti-hero, a loner who fought not just vampires, but other supernatural threats within the Marvel Universe. Blade's constant battle to suppress his thirst for blood while hunting down vampires makes him one of Marvel's most complex and fascinating characters. Fast forward to the 90s, and Blade had become more popular in the comics. He was appearing in various team-ups alongside his solo series. While the comics kept him busy, it wasn't until the 1998 movie starring Wesley Snipes that Blade really took off.
You better wake up.
In 1998, Wesley Snipes brought the character back to life in the film directed by Stephen Norrington. This R-rated action horror flick came out at a time when comic book movies were far from the dominant force they are today. Blade wasn't a mainstream household name like Spider-Man or Batman, so it was seen as a bit of a gamble for New Line Cinema to go all in on its success. But that gamble paid off. Blade grossed over $131 million worldwide, proving that superhero movies could be dark, edgy, and for adults. It's important to note that this was before 2000's X-Men and 2002's Spider-Man, two films often credited with kickstarting the modern superhero movie era. But it was Blade that really paved the way. Without the success of Blade, it was unlikely we would have seen the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it today.
But maybe I don't see it that way.
Snipes' portrayal of Blade as a stoic, lethal badass vampire hunter is still considered iconic. With his martial arts prowess, charisma, and unforgettable one-liners, Snipes made Blade one of the coolest heroes to grace the screen. To complement the Daywalker's badassery, the movie also featured groundbreaking fight choreography and CGI. Sure, some of the effects may look dated by today's standards, but they were another thing that grew in popularity thanks to the movie.
There's still a war going on, and I have a job to do.
Blade's impact didn't stop with just one film, it spawned two sequels, Blade 2, directed by Guillermo del Toro, and Blade Trinity. While Blade 2 was a hit with both fans and critics, Blade Trinity didn't fare as well. Behind-the-scenes issues, including reported conflicts between Snipes and the director, dampened its success. Nevertheless, the Blade trilogy solidified the character's place in pop culture and laid the foundation for darker superhero films. So what about the upcoming Blade movie? In 2019 at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios announced that they were officially rebooting Blade as part of the MCU, with Oscar winner Mahershala Ali cast in the title role. Fans were excited but also cautious. After all, Snipes' version of the character had left some pretty big shoes to fill. Ali is no stranger to Marvel, having played Cornell Cottonmouth Stokes in the first season of Luke Cage. His casting as Blade brings a new energy to the character, and his acting chops suggest we'll see a more nuanced and perhaps emotionally complex version of Blade. This version will likely explore not just Blade's physical battle against vampires, but his internal struggle as a man torn between two identities, human and vampire. While we don't have much information to go on regarding plot details just yet, the movie was originally set to be part of MCU's Phase 5, but due to the delays caused by the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strikes, Disney had to shift several films to accommodate the resumption of production, including moving Blade to November 7th, 2025. This means that it is now set for a release during Phase 6. Depending on what the upcoming releases have in store, it is likely that Blade could eventually interact with other Marvel heroes. There is also some initial concerns about the tone of a reboot, given that the MCU tends to lean towards PG-13 ratings. Fans of the original Blade trilogy may wonder if a reboot will capture the same gritty, violent, and mature atmosphere. Marvel has understood the assignment in this case, with Kevin Feige confirming that the reboot will keep its R rating. This means that the movie should follow the similar dark and graphic edge as its predecessors. What we do know is that Stacey Osei Kaffour, known for her work on HBO's Watchmen, penned the initial script. This hints at a thoughtful, socially conscious take on the character, and with Ali's involvement, we can expect a more character-driven story that dives into Blade's backstory and motivations. The upcoming Blade reboot isn't the only Blade-related news making waves. In a major twist, Wesley Snipes' appearance as Blade in Deadpool 3 started a lot of chatter among fans about his return to the role that made him a household name. But Snipes' return isn't just a fun nod to fans. Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool, has been campaigning for Snipes to return as Blade in a more substantial way. Reynolds has expressed his admiration for Snipes and believes that he deserves another shot at a Blade 4 sequel. This isn't just fan service. Reynolds himself starred alongside Snipes in Blade Trinity, and their shared history adds a layer of excitement to an idea of a new collaboration. In fact, Reynolds' campaign to bring Snipes back as Blade has gained momentum. Reynolds is reportedly pushing for a multiverse Blade film that could exist separately from Mahershala Ali's version. Reynolds has likened the idea of Blade 4 to be in the same style as Hugh Jackman's Logan movie, a final swan song for an iconic legend. The Deadpool 3 cameo also highlighted the importance of Snipes' Blade in the larger superhero landscape. Without Blade, we might never have seen the rise of the superhero genre in the way we did. Snipes' portrayal showed that audiences were ready for darker, more complex characters, setting the stage for the MCU to take shape. His return in Deadpool 3 not only honors that legacy, but reminds fans of the role Blade played in the evolution of comic book movies. With Snipes' cameo and Reynolds' campaign for a Blade 4 movie gaining traction, fans have a lot to look forward to. Whether or not Snipes gets a full-fledged sequel, his role in Deadpool 3 was a highlight in the multiverse saga, and a fitting tribute to his impact on the superhero genre. As we prepare for Marvel's new Blade film, it's worth taking a moment to appreciate how far the character has come, from a supporting role in horror comics to a trailblazing movie hero. It's clear that the legacy of the character is as strong as ever.
We have a good arrangement. He makes the weapons. I use them.
From his comic book origins to Wesley Snipes' game-changing portrayal, Blade has carved out a unique place in superhero history, and with Mahershala Ali stepping into the role, the future looks just as bright. Whether you're a fan of Snipes' original portrayal or looking forward to Ali's take, the next few years promise to be an exciting time for Blade fans. Are you looking forward to a new Blade film, or would you like Snipes to return? Thank you for watching ScreenRant, and stay tuned for more Marvel news.